Tuesday, June 23rd, 2015, Town Hall meeting is called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Larry Brown.
He's on vacation.
Trustee Wilson. Present. Trustee Payton.
Here.
Trustee Griffin.
Present.
Trustee Rudez.
Here.
Trustee Oscar Brown. Mayor Covington.
Present. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Action items, unfinished business, none. Under new business,
Mayor, I would like to make a motion to strike from the agenda the first item 2A.
before we get to the
Okay.
outside, I have to stop that.
All right.
Approval of the minutes, I apologize. Trying to move fast as we have a short agenda. Is there a motion, the minutes?
So moved.
Moved by trustee,
Second.
by trustee Rudez, and that was second by trustee Wilson. Any questions, concerns? I have some. You have any? Okay, trustee Milton Payton.
The first one on page 6 of 11. It mentions under motion to modify the agenda placement, they had trustee Rudez as being absent, but later on you said you see the motion to table, trustee made a motion to table item 2G. I think he left early, but he wasn't absent. So that needs to be clarified, because he can't make the motion if he's absent. Right. The second thing is on page 9 of 11, and unfortunately I didn't find out because trustee Larry Brown is on vacation, but I don't believe he got his master's degree from Governor State University. It was from another university, so that needs correcting. I didn't know at the time I mentioned it either, so I just said he got his master's degree, so we'll have to find that out. It starts with an A or something.
Okay.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
I have a correction on page 5 of 11, and where it says, Mayor Covington, on the effect of the new raise, that I would donate her raise back. I would raise some of my raise back because I would like to donate to other things in the village, as the baseball and football. So I will just donate portions of it to the village itself. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll still be donating it back. Okay, and on the other, page 8 of 11, she did not specify, there were, when I made a recommendation for people to, trustees to donate to the fund, scholarship fund, or whatever fund we need, we said, I think someone changed it to benevolent fund. I think she should have stated the trustees that donated, which was trustee Larry Brown, trustee Paula Wilson, trustee Milton Payton. Also, on page, there was another correction here. On page 3 of 11, where Village D. Jones stated, under a form of government, the village manager is the only official. The village board and trustees has full control of and authority to hire and fire the mayor, that the mayor has the authority to call a special meeting, set the specific agenda, and if the meeting is properly noticed and quorum is present, they have the right to authorization to make appointments to public meetings. And after she did that, I did state that we did have the meeting, special meeting, we did have a quorum, and we did have a special agenda. That was all my corrections. Roll call. Any other? Roll call.
Trustee Paula Wilson.
Roll time.
Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye for the amendments.
Mayor Mayor Covington.
Aye, thank you. Then I go on to action items under finished business, which we have none. New business.
Yes, Mayor, I would like to strike item 2A, which is the ordinance amending section 808-01, so paragraph B3, that essentially would have increased the minimum beer container size from 24 to 32 ounces, and that's already in place, so it's not necessary. So I would make a motion to strike this from the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Questions, concerns? This for the record and the audience understanding, which was requested from the audience last time. This ordinance, someone asked that that sells liquor right now, asked if they sell the 32 ounce rather, and that was already in existence. Unbeknownst to him, he didn't know, and we weren't sure it was in the agenda. So it's already in existence, so we didn't need to put it back in the amendments. It's already an ordinance written.
So you're saying we just need to strike this ordinance?
Yes, right. That's why we're getting the vote to strike. Okay? Strike. Right, from the agenda, because it's already in ordinance. Okay? Roll call.
Trustee Wilson. Votes aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye to strike.
Trustee Rudez.
Madam Clerk, before I vote, just for clarity, this is to make sure that we remove this item 2A off the agenda.
Yes, it is.
All right, votes aye.
Mayor Covington.
Aye. B, first, second, and third reading an ordinance adopting prevailing wages rates to be paid to laborers, mechanics, and other workers performing construction of public works for the village of University Park. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by trustee,
Second.
trustee Rudez, second by trustee, Keith Griffin. Is there any questions?
Yeah, just to make sure clarity, Mayor, because some people thought this was related to the Public Works Department and not actual public works that go on within the community.
For the,
No, a lot of people thought this was the Public Works Department.
okay,
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Make it clear.
yeah. It's a contract.
It's contracted only, right?
Yeah. Okay,
What's the
thank
minimum
you.
wage, 56 an hour?
I'm not sure. What is the minimum wage now? That's a labor issue. Okay.
It's 56.
Here, if anyone would like to see it after the board meeting, there's a prevailing wage for June 2015 for the various constructions. It goes from training from $13.75 to $11.17, $6.90. It's a variations according to your job descriptions. So you're more than welcome to review that, and we'll have that on the website. Roll call.
Trustee Wilson. Votes aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mayor Covington.
Aye.
Madam Mayor, the ordinance number is 02015-26.
Thank you. First, second, and third reading, amending section 2010-02, A special rules of order of the codified ordinance of the Village of University Park. Okay. Special, meaning that, will be meaning, explanation again to the village residents. This is moving what's requested, our general public statements from where we have at the end, at H, we're gonna move that right up under our, after approval of the village minutes. So we're making an ordinance, so we can move it up so you can speak earlier rather than later.
I got
Doesn't matter either way, just change it like that. We have to put an ordinance in place so we can put an agreement, okay? Any other questions? Roll call. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Wilson, second?
Second.
Second by trustee Payton. Roll call.
Trustee Wilson. Votes aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes no.
Trustee Rudez.
Abstain.
Mayor Tucker.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Action items. New business. Resolution celebrating the honor of, well, I think we'll hold that out because he's not here right now. So I'll move to the next resolution. Resolution of appreciation to Elizabeth Liz Williams for her dedicated service as a village trustee 2011-2015. For the first one, I'm sorry, we would like to table the first one because he's not present. So is there a motion to table? Someone make a motion?
So move the table.
Trustee Rudez, second?
Second.
Second by
Bring
trustee
it
Wilson.
back up tonight now.
No, because he's not here. We're going to table it to the next board. Thank you. Questions, concerns? Roll call.
Trustee Wilson. Votes aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mayor Tucker.
Aye. And I repeated it again. Special resolution of appreciation for Elizabeth Williams, Liz Williams, for her dedicated service as a village trustee. Will, Trustee Wilson, would you like to read that resolution for us, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Resolution of appreciation to Elizabeth Liz Williams for her dedicated service as village trustee, 2011 through 2015. Whereas the Village of University Park is a home rule Illinois municipal corporation located in Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, the village, and whereas Elizabeth Liz Williams was elected village trustee April 5th, 2011, where she served faithfully until May 12, 2015. And whereas during her tenure as village trustee, Elizabeth Liz Williams served as trustee liaison to the Code Enforcement Commission, member and liaison to the Golf Club Advisory Committee, and whereas trustee Williams' unfailing dedication and sense of need for the common man led her to coordinate with Prairie State College to host 2 separate GED certification classes and an entrepreneur seminar here in University Park. And whereas Elizabeth Liz Williams has expressed her commitment and dedication to the Village of University Park to continue to pursue an overpass at Governor's Highway and University Parkway, thereby supporting long-term future planning for the village and programs that address the health, safety, and welfare of this community. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor, the Board of Trustees, and Clerk of the Village of University Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, as follows. That the Mayor, Village Board of Trustees, Clerk, staff, and residents hereby extends its sincere appreciation to former trustee Elizabeth Liz Williams for her 4 years of dedicated service to this village. Adopted this 23rd day of June 2015.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
By trustee Wilson, second by trustee Rudez. Roll call.
Trustee Wilson. Aye. Trustee Payton.
Aye.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes aye.
Mayor Tucker.
Both sides, and we will be mounting her badge and giving that to you as well. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, the resolution number is R2015-15.
Thank you. At this time, we will have bills payable. Attached for your approval is the listing of the general operating expenses for the Village of University Park, and the following is the grand total of the everyday expenses for June 10th to June 23rd, 2015. General operation funds, $222,884.46. Road and bridge, $3,640.63. Town center, $531.82. Golf course, $55.14. Capital project funds, $2,087.83. TIP 5, $14,303.55, totaling $296,613.43. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee second?
Second.
Second by trustee Milton Payton. Questions, concerns?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
It has to do with bills payable, but it's not on bills payable. I'll still ask the question. My question is that I know our village manager, I guess it's geared towards the chief. I'd like to know in her using that vehicle, I know we had lights or whatever on that vehicle. How much would it cost to take that equipment off that vehicle, and how much would it cost to put it back on that vehicle?
Your question is, how much would it be to change the light system out?
And then stick it back, put it back.
I don't have any estimate that's in front of me, nor do I have an estimate that's been collected. I'll have to return an answer to you at a later date on that.
Okay, I appreciate it, thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. Trustee Milton Payton?
Yeah, I've got several questions here. The first one is the Arthur Cleason, this is regarding check 84911 for $15,526.30 chemical supply. Is that for the golf course?
Yes.
It is? Okay,
No one's here.
right. I noticed that. Yeah, the other piece was, I thought we had one liquor distributor. I see two beverage companies, actually three, but one appears for Pepsi for soft drinks. But we have City Beverage in Markham and Kozel Brothers. Is there any particular reason why we're using two instead of just one? Kozel Brothers is check number 84948. And the City Beverage in Markham was 84917. I don't know if there's nobody here from the golf course, maybe you know, just let me know.
Someone's here.
Is it?
Back there. She was raising her hand.
Okay.
Nobody's here to represent
Yes, she
the
is
place.
here.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Well, normally.
For the Kozel, can you hear me?
Yeah, Kozel
Okay.
Brew.
So Kozel and City Beverages, they distribute two different. Everybody who we have, Blue Ribbon, Kozel, and City Beverage all distribute different things. Budweiser, one distributes Bud, MGD is another company, and Corona's, like the import, is City Beverage. So we were using different ones, and we've always used the different ones because all of them don't provide, the same liquors or
Okay.
beers.
All right. We also use Wertz.
Wertz is for the liquor as vodka, things like that are mixers, and we also use Southern Wine. They all sell different things. Some prices are different, which was why we chose to go Southern Wine for some things because they're cheaper, but like Southern Wine sells Hennessy and Wertz doesn't sell Hennessy, and these are things that we sell.
Okay. All right, thank you. Check number, hold on just a second here, because I had some issues on the food, because I totaled between what we spent for GFS and Reinhardt. So GFS was check number 84935 for $11,035.50. And Reinhardt was check number 84966, which was $6,424. So that was $17,459. I thought it was a lot for food?
We have,
Maybe, and I probably need to know what period that was for.
that was for, can we go there? Can we? Because something was held, within that time. So that was like everything being ordered at once, so we can get it all ordered and squared away. That way we wouldn't have to keep making big orders every week. We have to get some different things, like due to golf outings and things like that going bad, like tomatoes, onions, and so forth. So we definitely have to put an order in every week, but I believe we did a big order because one of the past bills were held.
Right, this billing period for this 11,000 includes the last 2 weeks in May and the first 2 weeks in June. So it is over a 30-day period.
It just seems like an awful lot, given what the revenues has been. Okay, we need to take a look at that. The other one here is check number 84960, Odelson and Sturt. In here it says April 2015 for services attorney, $29,372.50. So that says April, but the last board meeting, we paid Odelson and Sturt $33,363.75, and that was for April also.
Right,
That's
what
what's there.
happened was before I mailed out the check, I went over the invoicing, and there was an extra invoice pending on that, so I voided the whole entire check and reissued it at the correct amount.
Okay, so the correct amount is $29,000?
Right, the 29,000 is now the correct amount after reviewing the actual check and the invoices.
Okay,
And we do have, you will see them on their next month, which will be their final billing through May.
okay. So it actually went down from the previous month?
Correct.
You found some things, okay, great. That's all, there.
Yeah.
I got a, check 84918, Civic Plus, website maintenance, 619958. Now, they used to be $5,000, so they done went up over $2,000.
It used to be 5,000.
It used to be
as an annual amount.
$5,000. That was their annual amount, and I was questioning that. Now it's 61, so it's over, about $1,100, $1,200.
That's for the golf course as well?
No, that's for IT. Right, I would have to, you probably are correct, but I want to review the contract with
Okay.
the IT director
All
on
right.
this agreement.
All right. And check 84941, Illinois Department of Transportation, University Parkway and Cicero Agreement, $14,303.55.
Correct.
That's what we're paying.
Yes.
Okay, what exactly is that for? Please.
No one's here from IT?
Well, this is the project number agreement.
Oh, yes,
Which is
ma'am.
a $200,000 agreement that we're
Okay.
paying our portion.
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Trustee Wilson?
Okay,
For Verizon Wireless?
Yes,
I know you guys were looking at reducing the number of cell phones.
correct.
And so have you reduced them?
Yes, we've had over 80-some cell phones, including air cards, and we've reduced them down to 30 to 35 phones on the air cards. We met with the Verizon representative to go over the contract, modify the contract, went through the listing of staff that actually had either cell phones or air cards and determined whether it was necessary and modified the contract cost. We switched out the Public Works Department to push-to-talk phones instead of cell phones. So the annual savings on that is going to be about $10,000. We're going to come back and meet with the representative in 2 months to make sure that these changes have been reflected in our billing statement. So my expectation is to see that cost reduce at least about $1,000 a month,
The cell phone service?
the cell phone bill.
Because currently for the month of June, we've had 11,000 in cell phone service bills.
Right,
So-
and this is because we held the bill because I wanted to review and make corrections before I paid it, and make sure I did due diligence on the actual cell phones that are being held by employees. It's 80 employees, you know, we only have about 119 staff. That's almost like a cell phone for every employee. So I really wanted to drill down on the Verizon bill, so I held back on the payment.
Thank you.
And they were authorized to have these phones. I mean, it really should. We started with the clip phones in the beginning, and there were absolutely nothing. They went, first it was a penny, and then they went zero. So I don't know at what point were they authorized to have these phones.
Right, we're setting up a policy and procedure
Shouldn't have.
and to actually tie each cell phone to the employee, make sure that when an employee is either turned or let go from the village, that these cell phones are given back to us. And we found out a lot of things from the contract where if we even suspend a phone, that only suspended for 30 or 60 days, then the phone is active again.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of modifications to the contract, and like I said, my expectation is that this cost will go down at least about $1,000 initially per month.
And we need to put something in place when a person, trustees, and whoever it is, lose these phones, that they have to pay for the phones. One person lose 8 phones is ludicrous. And like you're saying, 8 phones, how do you lose 8 phones, and then you don't have to pay for it? So we will put something in place.
Yes, we're actually making a much more detailed review. With regards to the 35 phones, there is a possibility that we're reducing them a bit more. We're also introducing a couple of new policies for people who have phones and for people where they can use them, and also we're trying to limit the roaming charges as well, because we realized that some of our staff were using them for long distance and it was costing a lot more. So the overall perception is that we're actually changing our approach, we're changing our contracts, we're reducing the number of phones that we have, and we're encouraging maintenance and public works people to use phones at a minimum charge. So basically, only most of our directors and emergency staff will actually have a phone, and that's what we're trying to do.
Now, also, what I'd like to see from, and no one, he's not here, Paul's not here, but what I'd like to see from the golf course, I'd like to see how this equates out. How do you have all this liquor, all this food? What type of event have you had equals this? This
Right.
event equals this much money, because all of this liquor, and then I don't hear about any events, and then you're at a loss, and it says they had a $100 profit. What? And we're spending $16,000 in food, and you get a $100 profit. Something's wrong with that picture.
Right.
You got so much liquor, so much food. Okay, what was this for?
Right, and I have a meeting scheduled with Courtney and call to go over their performance for the month of May, to review their inventory, to review their supply, and actually create a dashboard and give you statistical data on their operations.
Right, that makes sense.
So that we can look at it more closely than we have before.
And where are we with Mr. Diamond? I had an email from him that he says that we owe him another $250,000. So that will bring us to almost $1 million with his
Yes.
fees.
Yes, I did receive, we have 2 weeks to respond to his email. I've been reviewing his bills, and we do owe him, going back from as late as 2013 through the to the year of 2014, over $200,000 in legal service that he is requesting payment.
Can I just add? Part of the policies we're bringing to par now is that there was no monitoring of the work being done. So the dilemma that Sharon and I have been in is that we can't verify whether those services were done or not. And I think that's why it's high. We've actually implemented a new service where we verify all bills. We go through them with a line item, and you just heard when Sharon spoke about reducing a particular bill because we questioned the actual expense. So from now on, we will be reviewing all bills before we actually make a payment. But a lot of the issues we had with that previous bill, which we obviously inherited, was there was no accountability or no reference to whether those services were made. So we have to pay for it.
Right, and I do want to add emphasis on that because when I'm reviewing the legal bills, the litigations are really from maybe 3 years ago. So we're dragging on our litigation costs over 2 or 3 years, and it's really costing us.
Thank you very much. Roll call. Roll call.
Trustee Wilson.
Votes aye.
Trustee Payton.
I pay the bills.
Trustee Griffin.
Votes aye.
Trustee Rudez.
Votes no.
Mayor Covington.
Votes aye. We were not going to executive session. We'll move down to reports. Report. Okay.
Mayor, as well as trustees and chief staff members and residents, it's with great enthusiasm that I share with you.
Could you speak up a little bit?
So with great enthusiasm, I share with you 2 public notices that we received. Just recently, Dolores Buckley, who was the coordinator for our torch run here for the south suburbs, appears that she has exceeded the fundraising status, some almost $1,000 that she's collected through her efforts of contributions from the community, from the vendors. So we'd like to make sure that we thank her for doing so as she raised the bar this year with hopes of continuing again this next year. Second, I'd like to highlight that one of our officers was involved in a missing persons situation that involved a school child. Officer Jaco should be acknowledged. He received a letter from the school highlighting that he was a first responder to identifying the problem, providing a solution, and then also returning the kid unharmed and reunited back to the school system. So just 2 acknowledgments for our key staff members here as a report to the board, as well as to our residents that we do have good things that are going on from a community relations standpoint. Thank you.
I have a report from the Finance Committee. Sandra Hurd couldn't be here this evening, so she asked me to just let the public know that we're still looking for members of our community to assist and to participate with the Finance Committee, either as a member or as a citizen that serves a useful purpose by giving us a watchful eye and maybe some ideas on things. I mentioned last meeting that we were looking at changing the meeting dates. The meeting dates will remain the same, which will be the third Wednesday of each month. The third Wednesday of each month, right here at 90 Town Center. Meetings will begin at 7 p.m. They also would like to schedule, Mayor, where the board has agreed to have a joint meeting with the Finance Committee periodically, and we felt that every 4 months was sufficient to take a look at the budget and tweak it if necessary. And those dates that we're looking at are August the 19th, 2015, October 25th, 2015, and March the 16th, 2016. So again, that's August 19th, October 25th, and March the 16th, 2016. And the meetings will be at 7 o'clock, and we will review the budget where we stand and any changes that need to be made.
Okay.
As a biker, I might be stealing somebody's thunder, but Upsetters. The Upsetters will be hosting a bike show, a bike event out in 90 Town Center on Saturday, June 27th, and the Concerned Citizens Committee will also be here selling summer barbecue dinners. So if you're available, come out, check out Upsetters, bikers, and the beautiful bikes, and then come purchase a barbecue dinner. That'll be this Saturday, June 27th, 90 Town Center, noon to 6 p.m. Thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention, today was the closing date for the position for police chief. Can you, oh, okay, today was the closing day for the police chief position. Just to give you an update on where we are, we had 36 relevant applicants, and we had 12 non-relevant applicants. The next situation is we're going to start developing, well, here's what we're going to do. First and foremost, each applicant will have to undergo a background check. They're going to do a polygraphy, and they're also going to give us a written test on 3 scenarios. So right now, we've actually have a criteria on which we've developed this. We've been working with other villages. So we're looking to make sure that this process is relevant, and it allows us to recruit the best candidate and not the favorable candidate. The other issue I wanted to bring to your attention is we've started our negotiation discussions with ASME, and it's interesting. So we'll keep you posted. I think it's important that the village is aware that our residents are aware that there are a lot of issues that we are going to have to address, all in an effort to save money rather than waste money on issues. As my colleague said, we have too many litigation cases which are pending. We need to address those. So in order to avoid litigation, arbitration, and whatever, we need to be at the table and negotiate with all our union associations. So after we finish this, we're going to deal with the police and fire unions as well. So we'll keep you posted as these evolve. That's all I have.
Okay. Okay, any others? I have a bit of a lengthy one, but I wanted for the things that I had promised to give back, and I'm not going to delay my big surprise here, and I'll put that forward. I'm so honored. First, before you ladies come up, I'd like our trustee, Miss Mo. She's a trustee, and I can't even get all her titles. But we were at an event last Saturday with Tim Williams and I, and Mo, and a lot of dignitaries, mayors, senators, state reps, football, basketball players, Bulls, anybody was there, and it was enlightening. And at this time, I'd like for her to make her invitation to that, and you can tell, well, where's her guys? Because Sharpton really usually have security all around her, but would you make your presentation just now?
Yes, good evening, Madam President and trustees and residents of University Park. I'm Maureen Forte, Village Trustee of Village of East Hazel Crest, where I serve as the Village Trustee and also the Library President and newly appointed Board of Director for the Chicagoland Southland Convention and Tourism Bureau, and a member of the South Suburban Democratic Women. I'm coming before you because I'm meeting with Minister Farrakhan. Assalamu alaikum for those of you. And I just want to bring the message to you. We are in the process of celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Million Man Rally, which is going to be held October 10th in Washington, D.C. I am the first woman to have organized a bus and have secured a hotel, so I just wanted to share that information. For anyone that's interested, we will be leaving Chicago, the Chicagoland area, October 8th, and departing back from Washington on the 11th. It's going to be a week-long celebration. The topic is justice or else. And justice or else means we're asking for land. We're asking for land because of the generational poverty, the lack of education, poor education system, mass incarceration, and the violent crime. So we're asking people to join us, and I'm probably, in fact, I am the first woman to organize a bus, and Madam President was there with me, and as she says, I was escorted in because I recently resigned from work for Reverend Sharpton, but I still carry some whatever with it. But God has my back. I just want to invite you to join me if you're interested in traveling with In the Know with Mo, which is a talk radio show that I do. Prices are very reasonable at this time, $200 for the transportation. And we're staying in Springfield, Virginia, and I have Homeland Security traveling with us on a secured bus, and also staying in the hotel. My number, if you're interested, is 708-653-6545, and I'll be here after the meeting. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's going to be a really intense. Minister Farrakhan was really explicit on the purpose, and like he said, anybody's chicken, just stay here. They mean business. Very, very sincere. It was very, very interesting. So with that, I would like the honor, I'm going to give you a little history. Our young ladies, our president, our renowned, wonderful president of Democratic Women. She holds so many titles. She's on the board of the Planned Parenthood. She's everything and everybody. She does training, communications, but she has humbled herself to head this organization, been very successful. And we talked, and she said, we're Democratic women in the South Suburbs, and she wanted to give back to our young people. In the last 2 years, we've been taking the girls down to Springfield for Lobby Day, and the outpour has been phenomenal. And we've been blessed in University Park to have most of the girls to go with us. So they have a tour bus. She drags all of us and make us do what we're supposed to do. And I forgot my scarf, pardon me for that. But we like to, we have a member here, Ms. Wilson, Trustee Wilson, and Ms. Lawson. They're all members of Democratic South Suburban Women. And we have our ladies here today, and we'd like to make a presentation. Ms. Lawson and Ms. Donna Miller, and I'm sorry, I keep forgetting her name, will come up at this time with the photographer. She's really a paparazzi. But would you please stand with the young ladies? I think Ms. Liz Williams, can you stand with them? Ms. Liz Williams?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First of all, I want to share with you the purpose of the Democratic Women of the South Suburb. The purpose of the Democratic Women of the South Suburb shall be to work towards an equitable representation and participation of Democratic women in all levels of the Democratic Party and in levels of government. The Democratic Women shall achieve this purpose through a variety of events, educational programs, forums, town hall meetings, and fundraising activities. So we have here the women who went, the young girls that we took to Springfield for Lobby Day, and we will make presentations to them at this time. Crystal McMullen. Mariah McMullen. Masilia Babatande. Masilia is not here, but there's someone here to receive this on her behalf. Ms. Montgomery, thank you. Avalon Devance. Chandra Devance, thank you. Kennedy Furness. Elijah Lawson was the only young boy that went, and I will receive his. And he has baseball. He wanted me to make sure everyone knew that he wasn't just skipping out on you, that he has baseball tonight. Alexandria Mosby. Who will also receive for her sister Quintessa Mosby. Lamosi Olegua, received by Ms. Chandra Devance, thank you. Alexis West. Ms. Kamara. Okay, I'll announce these names, although the young ladies may not be here. Kamari Hill. Aja Paynes. Guadalupe Sanchez. And Gia Williams. And I also have photos to present to all of the young ladies. You can get your 2 photos, and some of them are even autographed by the representatives that were with us. At this time, I would like to ask Kennedy Furness if she would speak on behalf of all of the young girls. Kennedy has a internship with Senator Dick Durbin.
Okay, before I begin, I would like to thank Mrs. Donna Miller for this opportunity to be able to go down to Springfield to speak to our representatives. I'd also like to thank Ms. Sarah Lawson, who without I would not have been able to go on such an amazing trip. And finally, I would like to thank you, the Village of University Park, for allowing me to speak on today. As stated before, my name is Kennedy Furness, and I reside in Country Club Hills, Illinois. I am a recent high school graduate of Southland College Prep Charter High School in Richmond Park, Illinois. And I will be attending Marquette University in the fall. When my mom brought up the idea of me going to Springfield, I have to say I was less than thrilled. I was in the prime of my senior year and did not want to miss a day of school. It also just so happened that the day of the Springfield trip was also the day my school decided to have ABC News do a press release about my senior class 100% acceptance into college. Wow. Needless to say, I was disappointed because I wasn't able to share such a special moment with my classmates. But then it hit me. Although not being with my class that day was unfortunate, I realized the bigger picture. And the bigger picture that I was afforded an opportunity that most young women my age don't have, and that's interact with my elected officials. My ultimate goal in life is to become a United States Senator. And having the experience in Springfield on that day meant more to me than being with my classmates. Starting tomorrow, I will be interning with United States Senator Dick Durbin. For this internship, I can admit I was slightly intimidated, as Dick Durbin is the second most powerful man in the Democratic Party in the United States Senate, and that I competed against all college students while I was still in high school. My competitors attended schools like Northwestern University, Case Western Reserve University, and the University of Illinois, to name a few. I knew that I had to learn how to be assertive, and that was a part of my experience in Springfield. To survive in politics, one can't be scared, so I made it my mission to talk to every representative that stood before me. Whether they embraced me or stuck their nose and poked their chest out at me, I was determined. I received various cards from different officials, including the governor himself. One of the representatives was ready to offer me an internship right then when I was speaking to him. It was then that all the pieces of the puzzle came together. Opportunities like this don't come around every day, and I would like to thank again Mrs. Donna Miller for putting together such a great trip. Every day on the news there is negative press about America's Black youth, but I'm here to say that there are so many of us trying to make a difference in our communities. If more opportunities like this were made available, a difference would be made, especially for young women. It is important for us to know our worth and that we have a voice, whether it's within the government or another arena. There is a need for this because there might be another girl just like me waiting for her internship or waiting to meet the right person to tell her that she can be anything she wants to be. I believe programs like this are what ultimately change our future, and I am so grateful that I was allowed the chance to be a part of a lovely experience. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone. There you have it. This is the beginning of our Advocates for Change Youth Council. This is my second year organizing the young girls for the trip to Springfield for Lobby Day. Thank you to Ms. Donna Miller for the opportunity. And it's not easy getting these young ladies because, as Kennedy stated, the first thing they think is, boy, I don't want to go to Springfield. And so you really have to sell them on it. And I think about, even myself as a young girl, had someone provided me the opportunity, I'm sure that I would be a senator right about now. So Advocates for Change Youth Council, prepare yourself. This will provide high school students with the opportunity to develop leadership and citizenship skills while learning about municipal government. Members will develop a sense of personal growth and achievement, a profound understanding of village departments, and work year-round to establish a rapport with civic and community leaders. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just wanted to say hello. I'm Donna Miller, so I'm the president of Democratic Women of South Suburbs. I want to thank Mayor Covington and Trustee Paula Wilson, as well as Star Lawson for putting this together. Star worked tirelessly to get these girls organized. Should be very proud that the majority of the girls did come from Crete-Monee High School. I think we had about 12 girls from Crete-Monee. We had girls from other high schools throughout the Southland. And I must say that when we were in Springfield making our presence known, all the girls looked as beautiful as these girls look tonight. They had on their purple scarves. That's our trademark for our organization. And everybody wanted to know, who are those girls and where are they from? And they were proud to say they were from the South Suburbs because they don't get to be seen in front of anyone. So it was really my honor, my privilege to bring them there. We had a 15-minute meeting with the governor in closed quarters. The governor is the governor of the state of Illinois. He got to talk to the girls, and he met every girl who was a graduating senior and knew that they were either going to college, and one of the girls was actually going into the Navy, right? So he was getting to see that these are the girls that represent the South Suburbs. Air Force. Okay, let's get it right. Air Force. So I just want to say how proud I was of these girls. And actually last night I was with U.S. Senate candidate Kamala Harris, who's running for Senate in the state of California, who's my alumni with me from Howard University. So girls, the future looks good for girls to make a difference. We have 2 women 3 women actually running for U.S. Senate in this country right now. I hope we can all work together to help them. We have one here in the state of Illinois as well. Andy Zopp. So we want to make sure that not only do these girls have aspirations to do those things, that we're going to be right there behind them to help them do that. So thank you for the opportunity. Look forward to next year being our 3rd year going. And Governor Ronner and all the state representatives will definitely be on notice that we're on our way.
Would you like to announce July, our event for July?
Oh, so in July, what we're doing is for the Southland, we're putting together a grassroots fundraiser for presidential candidate Hillary Clinton, and that's going to be a kickoff for the South suburbs to be recognized, because as I pointed out to the campaign for Hillary Clinton, if we don't see Hillary Clinton in the South suburbs, there's going to be a problem. If no one can win a statewide office without winning the South suburbs, so we need to see the people who want to run for office and get our votes. So we will be having a grassroots fundraiser to kick off the Hillary Clinton campaign in the South suburbs. It's not only just for women's issues, but it's also for democratic issues that we all need to stand behind. That'll be on July 14th. It's going to be in Richton Park, so we'll make sure everyone gets flyers. Mayor Covington has graciously been on the host committee as well. And so we want to make sure that we're being cohesive around all these democratic issues. So not only for Hillary Clinton, but all the way down the ticket. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Future of University Park in South Suburbs. My report is, well, I'll make it very short and fast, because we have a short meeting once and for all. We had another meeting about the bus shelter, and I would like to say that too. When people go throughout our village, we would really, really appreciate it. We're trying to develop something in the village of University Park, and it's kind of sad when we have shelters, and they're about to give us 3 more shelters, equaling over $900 a piece. We're going to put another one by Cicero, one by Rosedale, and one by Fairway Estates. But I don't know if they would keep doing it if we keep bursting them out. So please, try to talk to the children or people in your neighborhood. They're just destroying them, and they are paying for them. But I don't know if they really want to favor coming back, building us new things that's coming to our revenue, and then we're destroying them. So if you see them, like police officers say, see something, say something. The flood issues on the CBTG grant upgraded. We're going to have that as well. And another thing, some of our residents, they did Public Works clean out the sewers. Again, if you cannot throw your rubbish, it would not block up our sewers. So if we can just keep those cleaned out, that would be appreciative, and not throw garbage in there. Financial performance updates, as I so promised at the last board meeting, salary and benefit cost savings to date is $148,105 to date savings. Village manager cost savings, $21,845 equals $128,845 prior salary versus $107. Community Relations Department, $55,209. Budgeted at $127,09 versus $72,000. Retirement of our fire chief, will budget $32,841, budgeted for $103,841 versus $71,000 occurred payments paid out. We have a fire chief, as you know, Chief Exner has medical reasons that he will be retiring, but we're not going to replace that. We will deal with our deputy chief, and that's it. We will not be hiring another, so that's a big savings for the village. Non-replacing staff accounting budget for 6 months, salary benefit $38,000. Verizon cost savings of $10,000 July and April 2016. Switch Public Works to push-to-talk phones. Reduced the number of cell phones from 85 to 30. Safe routes to school updates. This project was let on April 24, 2015. The lowest bid was $184,788, made by Davis Concrete. This project is 100% federally funded. The scope of the work is installed a 7-foot wide sidewalk for Black Hawk Drive to Western on Olmsted Lane. There will also be various improvements and installations on the sidewalk of Olmsted Lane to Abbott Lane on Black Hawk. Solar flasher school zone signs will be installed on the northeast corner of Olmsted Lane and Western Avenue, northwestern and southern corners of Black Hawk Drive and Olmsted Lane, adjacent to the northwest corner of Mission and Black Hawk adjacent to the northwest corner of Irving Park Place and Black Hawk Drive. The project is scheduled to start the week of July 6, 2016. The contractors will be completed the work in 25 days. Training, and please listen to this, training and community event updates. Everyone is welcome. I said we will show, and we will show everything we're doing. Transparency is there. Community Day is August 8, 2015. Training sessions, planning and zoning. July 7th, this will all be on the website, and anyone can have this at any time at the Village Hall. The planning and zoning is July 7th by Herbert Morgan. Municipal management for mayors and trustees, July 17th by Attorney B. King, Bill King. TIFs, how to manage them effectively, do's and don'ts by Tom Henderson. Last week in July, final date to be determined. Final management, Donna Gaden, second week in August. And to honor the men and women who have answered the call, I think I'll ask Mr. Wayne, did you get the I know this is something dear to Mr. Wayne's heart. There is to honor the men and women who have answered the call to serve our country. Representative DeLuca has hosted a free Veterans Appreciation Picnic on July 10th at 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock at the Veterans Memorial located at 1910 Hostage Street in Glenwood. This event is to open to veterans and one guest of their choosing. Firemen have volunteered to grill hot dogs for the event. In addition to providing hot dogs and beverages, there will be a bingo game for entertainment and a great plan. We also are our prayers are going out to my friend Benjamin, Mayor Benjamin in South Carolina. We have just made him president of African American Mayors and Managers, and we are all with our arms around what happened in South Carolina in the flood of that horrible thing that happened. I can't even talk about that. That's sad, but keep them in prayer, please. We would also like for everyone to know that we are going to have some committees and commissions, and I'd ask that everyone, please, with your heart, with your mind, and your soul, to make University Park a difference. When you volunteer for these, I would really appreciate you to do that, and we're looking forward to the committees and commissions regaining in the next on the agenda. We'll put that there. Another announcement, stop the attack. There's going to be, well, let's talk about our governor. Stop the attacks for, stop the governor's indifference, stop the guts. And that's going to be on Thursday, June 25th, 11:30 to 1:30. They're going to be addressing the child care and senior service cuts, general medical cuts, higher education cuts, economic equality, and summer jobs cuts. And I'd like to say congratulations to Dr. Blondine Davis, one of her students here. She had graduates. Most of the graduates last year, I was at the ceremony, she got $7 million worth of scholarships for her children. And I have never missed her event. And these children have, you're one of them, of Dr. Dean.
She was saying they got more this year.
I know this year was different. Would you give us the total?
We got $12 million.
$12 million. Dr. Blondine Davis. Please be on the list. Please be on the list. In the ceremony this year, the average was 4.2 to 4.6 every year. There were 74 graduates last year. I think it's over 100 this year we had, right? 109. Yes, 109 this year. So please support her, pray for her, because she's in the challenge. And we did go before. I know it was Senator Hastings and myself and Mayor Debbie Myers that stood before a committee this year to support her school to continue. So we're happy about that, and congratulations, you guys are unbelievable, and I'm proud of you. I have job descriptions here. There are some we'll be posting in periodically. There's one on USA Jobs. I don't know who's into this information technology, which I am, but still. There's a starting salary here if anyone's interested. It starts at $91,000 to $118,000. So I have that announcement here. Also, there's I think that's about all that I have for you. So please, there are job announcements at all times. I always send them to the cable station, and I send them to our website. So please look into them and apply. Public, for the general public at this time, Mr. Robert Travis. Yes, please.
That was a great report. Before I jump all over the village, I'm here to represent Toastmasters of Parkhurst Club 1717. We encourage everybody who speaks to the public, who wants to be a leader, to join our organization and other organizations. We are an international organization which help people improve their communication skills and their leadership skills. Our club meets on first and third Fridays at 7:30. So you also should go on site and find out when other clubs are meeting. This would be good for your organization there, for your kids, your speak. They will learn quite a bit. Okay, in light of the committees, I'd like to have the mayor look at coming up with a committee to look at ways of coming up with a community center. This committee could be organized for a year to find ways to find costs and to give our kids something else to do besides play basketball. And we need more space. Okay. Another one is that I wish that I need to find out how many people from University Park attend the golf course brunch and the stepping, because I don't think a lot of people from University Park is aware of that, and most of the people come from from the other suburbs. So I'd like you to look at that. And also, I noticed that during the bill, talking about the bills and the checks, I wish we had some kind of change of ordinance so people could have copies of that with a disclaimer on that, because most of the time when you talk, they don't know what you're talking about, and that's their money. So I think that can be changed or somehow, can be clarified so people can follow along with you or what you're talking about, because they don't know. Okay, when Trustee Griffin speaks of check 238, so they don't know what you're talking about. They need to be clarified. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, just for Trustee Griffin always asks that, he always lists the check number, he always say what it's for, and then he gets an answer. So I think he's pretty clear on it. What the check?
I think he was saying that they don't have a copy.
Oh, well, that we can't, at this time, the reason why you can't do that is because it's not voted on, we can't distribute it at that time, but after that, it's on the website. Okay, it's on the public, you can see it. It's on the website, not a problem. Okay, Mr. Lawson.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Board, and other heads of departments. I just want to stand before you to give you some information. I am the newly elected trustee of the library board, and I want to share with our community the many different things that are going on at the University Park Public Library. We just had an event that's really my baby and at my heart, and that's Juneteenth. And Juneteenth will get bigger and bigger in the south suburbs if I have anything to do with it. Because our people need to be educated about their history. And there are so many other things that are going on, and I just want to bring it to your attention. You should have received the library newsletter telling you of all the events. Our theme for the summer reading program is Reading to the Rhythm. So we will have a lot of music. We have our mini Benny coming up. So come out, enjoy all the events at the library, and bring your children. That's the important thing, to bring your children. Let's get our children to reading. It was the most difficult thing, even though I'm a reader, getting my son to read. And oftentimes, you've heard it, getting young African-American males to read is a difficult thing. But let's start while they're young, and it won't be so difficult. And I just want to say to Mr. Travis that University Park speaks up, and we are a Toastmaster at Governor State University. So anyone who is interested in joining us, we are learning to speak. I think I'm a better speaker today as I come before you than I ever was once I joined University Park Speaks Up. So we're speaking not only to the students at Governor State University, we're speaking all over in our communities, and anyone is welcome to join. Thank you.
Oh, excuse me, the day we meet, our meeting date is?
We meet every third Friday. Please come out.
6
Paul-
o'clock.
Trustee Wilson is a member, Mayor Covington is a member at 6 o'clock, and we would love to have you. We are very friendly. Marilyn Payton, Trustee Payton's wife, is a member. We're very friendly.
Cheryl.
We'd love to have you. Thank you.
And Cheryl Harper Jones.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, and there's one congratulations I wanted to say to one young man from our young broadcasters. He went with me last year when I was talking to the interns for Senator Dick Durbin. He asked me to be a speaker to his interns, and we went down there, and he was very impressed with our Mr. Kevin Flowers. And I would like to let you know Mr. Kevin Flowers was also an intern last year with the senator. So thank you. And I know, and I apologize for the pastor that we asked him to come and pray, and we got so engaged in it, but just the same, he can close us out in a prayer. Pastor Herring. One pastor. Thank you.
Let's bow our heads.
Yes, please.
Gracious Lord God Almighty, we come thanking you for an opportunity to be able to serve our community, be able to serve with one another, Heavenly Father. Lord God, we pray and ask that you would continue to anoint this leadership that we have elected and those that we have placed to walk with them arm in arm as they seek to do the will of you, to do the will of the common good. Lord God, we pray and ask that you would continue to embrace our young people, continue to place an enthusiasm within their hearts that they would be receptive to, that they may be able to go out among others, Heavenly Father, and then bring the gifts back to the community as we engage one with another. Lord God, all we want to do is thy will on earth as it is in heaven. We pray and ask right now that you would dismiss us from this place, but never from thy holy and divine presence. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. And with that, I would ask everyone to pray for Miss Mary Pruitt. She had surgery too, Monday and Tuesday. Miss Mary Williams and Miss Rose Nevins, and any others that's out there we're not aware of, keep them in your prayers. And at this point, I'd ask for an adjournment. So moved by Trustee. Trustee Lewis, and second by Trustee Griffin. Thank you all for coming. Roll call.